had no choice. I had to make a video. This is why my channel exists. Well, this kind of stuff, and that one with the baby frogs. 600 and some odd views going up still. Just brief little seconds of some baby frogs in my swimming pool. They're cute. They're tiny, adorable little. Frogs eat bugs. I live in the country. It works. I didn't want to make, well, I don't want to say I didn't want to make this video. I thought I was done. There's a thing in the news. It's a legit thing. People have disagreements on whether or not the standing or the grounds or the whatever, but the fact is that things are much worse now that the can has already been kicked down the road once by the Supreme Court. And they're kicking it down the freaking road instead of dealing with it in any way whatsoever, regardless of the outcome. Oh boy, well they don't have rights. Bro, you think that's bad? You wait until what comes when the entire infrastructure fails when it comes to selecting leadership. Oh boy, wow. Riots are nothing. Riots is Disneyland. Riots is, man, I miss the good old days compared to what happens if they don't address it. Texas versus Pennsylvania. In case you didn't know, look it up. It's the thing among things, among the things that refer to the thing, it's the thing going on in a legitimate fashion that YouTube just struck me for. And in their declaration, they stated that it was, as I worded it, in the strategic sense, the surgicality, only but just a few crucial little whatever. Tim Pool talks about normalcy bias and optimism bias, and then just flat out denies that there is any chance that it was anything other than a bunch of motivated morons. There has yet to be any final, conclusive, or authoritative official in any sense audit or filter or documentation of to just how many funky things happened. Therefore, you can't call anything misinformation or disinformation in that regard. They have a case now the Supreme Court failed to hear before. Therefore, they now have an obligation to hear this. They may kick it down the road again. Texas may decide to secede. There may be a states versus states war and not just a people versus people weird culture strife war. So you think people rioting in downtown metropolises and occasionally going toward the suburbs as a response to something is bad? You don't know what bad is. What could happen. It is a real thing. It is an entire half of the political operatives within a state, which is the largest state, that has its own state constitutional right to secede, to leave, even doing so in a way that they set forth to the federal government, who obviously would not accept it. They really messed up by not even ruling on anything, by this no standing, letting it go. Nothing was ever proven, declared, or ruled on in court. It was simply dismissed in every juncture. It was just dismissed. That ain't right. That's not how it's supposed to work. And the consequences of doing it wrong like that is that now they're going to erode confidence in the process. And it's going to further future erode confidence until the point that the entire infrastructure of the process collapses. I think at which point platforms and cell phones and things like that wouldn't exist. Those people wouldn't be able to monetize any of it. Duh. I'm glad that there is something that really can't be denied. You cannot ban all talk of this case. How can you ban speculation or opinions about the things this case is about? When it's a matter that's going to end up going to the Supreme Court. States' matters like this are in the Supreme Court. The first and foremost is that it's an argument of constitutionality. And it has been found that constitutionality may have been violated. In fact, probably was. So now we're waiting on a case. Well, here's a case. That's the reality. And that would be like saying that a given presidential election did not occur. That would be like in 2024, Donald Trump wins the election, and then any mention of the fact that the election was won by him and that he's president is just deleted off of platforms. How absurd. No, that's not real. We're denying that. We're blocking it. It's going to have to become acceptable to have said that. Then they're going to have to find something else that they're going to have decided or to decide at some point or another was unacceptable if they're going to continue to try and strike my channel. Otherwise, I'm going to continue bringing random little snippets of nature and videos like this. I had to make a video about that because it pertains specifically to a thing for which I have received the threat to the existence of a 6-year project and counting. The truth is the truth. Doesn't matter what anyone thinks or says or who gets censored by what. It is still the truth. That is the consolation to being censored, is knowing that the truth is the truth, even if you can't state or speak the truth.